What's up, my Mind Your Money business folks? It's me yet again with another video on today's stock market news. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you are in the market and not trying to time the market. But it says here that the Dow, the S&P 500, NASDAQ rally for second day. Apple jump on tech tariff reprieve. I wonder, what did Apple jump to? Out of curiosity. What did Apple jump to? Before I get into the news, because that's a part of the title, let's see. Oh, I'm a little hot. Oh, it gained $4 today. Okay. Okay. I mean, that's good, you know. Yeah, because, yeah. All right, so let's get into it. U.S. stocks edged higher on Monday as investors focus on tech temporary reprieve for President Trump's tariffs. The S&P 500 trimmed bigger gains to rise a healthy 0.8%. That is true. The tech-heavy NASDAQ also closed off its session high, up 0.6%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up around 0.7%, or more than 300 points. Okay. All right. Trump and his top advisors have sowed confusion in recent days on the future of his tariffs on China and on specific sectors. Mega cap tech companies like Nvidia, Apple scored a significant victory over the weekend when it was revealed that the U.S. had excluded smartphones, computers, and other electronics from tariffs. That is a great thing, right, for the tech companies. But on Sunday, U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said that those electronics would soon be covered under levies that he said would be separate from those imposed on specific countries. So that's interesting. Interesting. I wonder if most Americans know that a lot of things that are imported into our country, like say from China, are owned by American companies. Right? Look into it, right? So Trump himself added to the muddied message when he said in a lengthy Sunday post on social media that there was no exception for those products. We are taking a look at semiconductors and the whole electronics supply chain in the upcoming national security tariff investigations, he said. But the initial reprieve broadly lifted the mood. Apple shares gained more than 2% during Monday's session as its smartphones, computers, and other electronic devices were set to benefit. Meanwhile, U.S. automakers Ford, GM stock rose as Trump hinted he may also consider a carve-out for upcoming auto tariffs. So yet Wall Street remains braced for another week of potential tariff-fueled ups and downs. The major indexes had their best week since at least 2023 last week, though it came in anything out but conventional fashion. It's interesting how it was a good week, right? But it's interesting how they just gloss over the losses, before last week. But either way, I take the gains. So traditional safe haven assets have come in particular focus in recent days as longer-term treasury yields have surged while the U.S. dollar has weakened against foreign currencies. Yields on the 10-year treasury fell below 4.36% Monday, while the U.S. dollar fell. Meanwhile, investors will continue to hear from companies this week on the early impact of the tariffs. Shares of Goldman Sachs gained after the bank profits jumped last quarter. Okay, but again, Apple gained $4.37, closing out at $202.52 today. Not bad. My information technology ETF, FTEC, gained $1.36 today, closing out at $155.92. Just think, just not long ago, this ETF was going for like $190, and now it's down to $155. It's on sale, so buy the dip. You know, this information technology ETF contains about almost 300 IT companies, to include Apple, Google, Meta, Amazon, Nvidia. So all those companies are part of this ETF, right? So my SPLG, my S&P 500 ETF, SPLG, gained 58 cents today, closing out at $63.39. And, you know, the stock is creeping back up, and the highest it's gotten is like $70 or $72, if I'm not mistaken. So it's still on sale, right? And again, the S&P 500 contains the 500 largest companies in the US. Again, like Nvidia, like Google, like Microsoft, like Meta. So all of those companies are part of this ETF as well. That's why 50% of my investment goes into my S&P 500, 30% goes into my information technology ETF, and the other 20 goes into individual stocks like Tesla, Nvidia, etc. Right? So Palantir looks like it had a nice gain today, gaining $4.07, closing out at $92.62. The highest this stock had gotten was $125. So it's still on sale. All the stocks right now are on sale. So buy the dip. That's what Warren Buffett says. When everyone is fearful, that is when you buy. When everyone is greedy, hold on. Or if you're into the stock market for the long haul, just continue to dollar cost average into the market, and you'll be fine. You can ride the waves, the ups and the downs. Tesla, I think when I checked early morning, Tesla was in the red, but it ended up gaining 4 cents today, so I would take that, closing out at $252.35. And the highest Tesla stock got was $488. And it's down to $252. It's on sale, people. Buy the dip. Or just put your money into an S&P 500 that Tesla is also a part of, and you can invest that way if you don't want to buy the individual stock. Broadcom Semiconductor. Let me see. Hold on. Did I look at something wrong? Hold on. Boop, boop. Oh, I don't think I covered it yet. So Nvidia was in the green earlier today, but it appears to have gone down. Nvidia lost 22 cents today, closing out at $110.71. That sucks. But, you know, it was up earlier. But at the last minute, I guess it went down because the market closed about 20 minutes ago, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Broadcom also declined $3.58 today, closing out at $178.36. Broadcom, the highest it's gotten is $251. It's on sale. So buy the dip. Nvidia, likewise, again, it closed out at $110 today. The highest it's gotten is $153. So it's pretty much on a 40% discount. Buy the dip, people. Buy the dip. And this company has lost billions of dollars since these trade wars have started. I mean, all these companies have lost billions and billions. But yeah, that's just it. So that's it. Not too much for the news today. As always, get out of debt, lower your debt to income ratio, so you can take control of your money. Disclosure, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I pretending to be one. I'm just someone on YouTube giving their opinions and reading the stock news. So please consult with a financial advisor before you invest any of your money. And hopefully you are investing either as an individual or through your company's 401k. Invest into your future, into real estate that you're making money off of, real estate that you're making money off of. having other streams of income is always helpful and good to have. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say because I talk too much sometimes. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. All right, so you guys have a blessed day. Peace.